tornadoes, floods, wildfires, hurricanes, and now sleet, snow, and ice. And that's right here in Texas. Got these papers flowing. The group served more than 350,000 meals in the wake of Hurricane Harvey. The 2019 Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo Barbecue World Champions have partnered with the Salvation Army to provide meals here today, and with crowdsourced rescue to deliver meals to the homebound and disabled this week. The Operation BBQ team has been tirelessly cooking meals day and night at our Metropolitan Multi-Service Center. The meals are then being transported to the Northwest Mall by the Salvation Army. And I want to thank our Parks Department for facilitating this initiative by staffing the Grace Center facility and making sure the Operation BBQ staff's needs are being met. Crowdsourced Rescue and Houston Metro will also be delivering meals to the homes of seniors and with people with disabilities. This 24-hour joint operation began yesterday and will continue throughout this week until Friday, February 26th, weather permitting. And today I will have the honor, well, I had the honor of serving the 9 million meal. Yeah. Look, I want to give a big thank you to Operation BBQ, the Salvation Army, Crowdsourced Rescue, Council members Kamen and Peck, the Houston Police Department, Houston Metro, Houston Parks and Recreation, and the Mayor's Office of People with Disabilities for their tireless efforts and commitment to feeding people in our city. And just today alone at this site, more than 3,500 people will be served. But the good news is this: it's not just happening here, but it's branched out throughout the community to communities where people are maybe not able to get here, from the Greenspoint area all the way throughout the city of Houston. And I can't say enough, Stan, to you, your entire team, and all of the people who are operating in tandem to make this happen. And let me bring up Stan.
First I want to start off by saying thank you to Mayor Turner and Council Member Kamen and Peck. This is, we can do so much together than we can divided, and this is a great example of organizations coming together to make a difference in a community, to make, something bigger that makes people really understand that we care about them. So, I want to start with that. Despite the circumstances that we're seeing here, right? We're honored to be back in the community. We were here in 2017 and spent about 2 weeks downtown in a parking lot across from the Allen Center. Many of you might remember. But this is our 10th year as an organization, and we were founded after the Joplin tornado in May of 2011. And so this today was the 9th millionth meal that we've served since we started. So I want to thank you again for letting us do that here in the city. This is our 81st deployment since we became a nonprofit organization in 2011, and we've now been in 30 different states across the United States and the Bahamas doing the same thing. Each deployment is different, and this one by far is different than anything that we've ever done. Coming in after such a freak storm of this proportion. I mean, I can't imagine what you guys went through, because it was so cold in Kansas City that I've never seen it like that. So, in closing, I just want to say, thank you to you guys, and the volunteers that have come out, the locals that are here to support us, and my team that has come to the community. We couldn't do it without everybody together. So hopefully more of you want to join us. You can volunteer, you can donate, you can sponsor. Follow us on social media. You can find out more at obr.org. That's obr.org. Thank you.
Thank you, Stan. And who's speaking for the Salvation Army?
Well, we at the Salvation Army, we just want to first of all say once again thank you to the City of Houston. Mayor, you have done an amazing job. You and your team have done an amazing job to make sure that human needs are met. And that's important, whether that's with people that are facing homelessness. You all did a stellar job, and we were proud to be a part of that. And now as we think about the recovery aspects, we just want to say thank you once again to Operation BBQ Relief. We want to say thank you to the City of Houston. And let me just ask those of you that are around, just real quick, smell a little bit. It smells amazing. Let me tell you something, what that is, that smells like hope to me. As you see the cars behind us, people once again are getting that meal, getting that water. They're getting what they need, and we just are glad as the Salvation Army to be a part of that. Thank you, Mayor, for all that you do.
Thank you. It's a lot of hope and it's a lot of love, okay? You can't do it if you don't love people, so thank you. Let me call on Councilmember Peck. We're in her district.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to say a quick thank you to everyone who's been involved in this project. It has been truly amazing. There's still so many people in District A in the City of Houston who are struggling right now. They were struggling with COVID, and then this event last week just didn't help things. So a lot of people are wondering where their next meal will come from, and thanks to all of these great organizations, they can at least have this really great hot meal. So thank you to everybody.
Thank you. Councilmember Kamen.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a Texas-sized disaster, but it's also a Texas-sized response. And our spirit is so resilient, and I just wanted to say a few quick thank yous. All of this got started by one phone call. We need space in a parking lot to get some barbecue pits going. And from there, at West Gray Multi-Service Center, where we're doing all of the cooking, and Operation BBQ is there with Crowdsourced Rescue, and we have volunteers distributing, as the mayor said, food throughout the city from there. We also were able, thanks to Councilmember Peck and others, to launch a public distribution here. And that starts with one phone call, and that is how Houston works, and we are up to the challenge. I really want to thank HPD and Chief Satterwhite and his team, who have made all of this and the logistics possible, not just here, but across the street at Del Mar, where they're continuing to do vaccinations. The Parks Department, the Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities, and Gabe's team, as well as Karina, who has time and again, every single presser, been with us and making sure, Mayor, is your commitment that people with disabilities also have a voice and access to information. Thank you to Operation BBQ Relief for coming in and being with us, the Salvation Army. And I'll take a moment because we don't have a representative from Crowdsourced Rescue here, but Matt and the entire crew have been in Houston on the ground every single disaster, and this would not be possible without them. You can go to crowdsourcerescue.com to donate, and they need volunteers. We need drivers to get this food out to folks in the community and the water that the city's providing next to them. As I said, volunteers are the heartbeat of our city. Houstonians are what make Houston. And yes, we have had our trials, but we will continue to rise and to stand together because we are that strong, and we are Texas. I love this city. I know you do, and we are so proud of what we will continue to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilmember. Director Gabe Caceres, with Mayor's Office for People with Disabilities. Come on around this way. There you go.
Mayor, thank you for allowing us the opportunity to serve. There's 215,000 people with disabilities that call Houston home, and under your administration, we have made it very clear that no one in Houston gets left behind, including people with disabilities. And you know, you often hear about how government doesn't work and government's broken. This is an example of government, nonprofit, different sectors coming together to make sure that we rebuild in every way that we can. And providing a warm meal, providing water is another way to help people rebuild. And we are Houston strong. We are resilient. We are gritty people, and we will rebuild together. So I'm very proud of our partnership. Director Allen with the Adaptive and Sports Division of your department. They have been instrumental in running the West Gray facility 24 hours a day helping to ensure that we can do this, that the meals can get out, and that people with disabilities get served. So thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Gabe. You're doing an incredible job. Kenny Allen with Houston Parks and Rec.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd certainly like to echo everybody's sentiments about working together and collaborating to make this happen today. You know, what an amazing feat, 9 million meals. You know, when you think about that all over the country, and then just today's efforts to get food out to serve people, you know, we're no stranger to public service. We do it every day, and I'm just honored and I'm proud to be a part of this process. And Mayor, when you call on us, Parks Department, we're here. We're here for the community. We're here to serve, and I'm just proud to be a part of this process. So thank you.
Thanks, Director. And now, if there are any questions, we'll take them now.
Mayor, the importance of a hot meal, a hot meal to people coming for a hot meal, how important is that?
Look, let me tell you, it can mean everything. When you, it's one thing to eat cold sandwiches, and we've all had our share of those, okay? And you look, as my mom said, you do what you can do until such time you can do better. But when you combine that or have a hot meal, that just goes a long, long way. And that's why you can't thank, I can't thank Operation BBQ, Crowdsource, you know, Salvation Army, all of these partners for making it available, because people be looking for those hot meals. And if they can drive and get there, they drive and get there. And if they can't get there because of a transportation challenge, the fact that the Salvation Army and so many others are taking the meals to them, especially to our seniors, okay, to these kids, it just means everything, okay?
Mayor, the Winter Storm Relief Fund, you announced Monday. How's that going? And if people still want to sign up, can they? How can they do that?
They can still sign up. They can go to, of course, they can, number one, if they wanted, we encourage people to donate. That's number one. I would tell you, well, 24 hours from when it started on Monday, people have given over $5 million. I don't know what the number is today. People have been continuing to give, but we need as much as people can give. I had someone to call me on yesterday, one of our CEOs, very, very generous in their contribution. So look, there are tremendous needs in our city for people who don't have insurance, don't have the financial means, and quite frankly, we know that federal help is coming, but people need those dollars spent on their homes to try to get their homes repaired, like right now, like yesterday. And so this relief fund is intended to meet the gap that will exist for people across our city. So we encourage people to continue to be generous and give, and people right now can sign up. I try to carry my little card where you want to sign up for help, you can text Houston Freeze to 898-211. Text Houston Freeze to 898-211. And for our businesses and corporations and CEOs who want to give, quite frankly, you can just call me directly. I'll be happy to take your call 24/7.
Mr. Mayor, you addressed the acute needs of the people in Houston. When the president visits on Friday, again, I've been all over the city with my brothers and sisters in the news media documenting the visuals alone tell the story about the needs of the people in Houston and across Texas. So what message are you going to relay to President Biden, and again with federal help? I mean, it's not just COVID that's walloped our state, it's disasters. So what do you want to communicate to President Biden?
Well, number one, I want to thank him. I want to thank him for signing the emergency declaration, a disaster declaration. I want to thank him for that. Number two, I want to thank him for the aid that we have already received. Okay, and they've already been very generous in sending things to Texas and even specifically the city of Houston. So I want to thank him for that. The other was what I would say is that for a lot of these homes, you're not going to be able to see it from the outside because the damage in most cases will be on the inside. So you can pass by homes, the power will be on, you can flick the switch, the lights will come on, but the water is not on. So even though we don't have the power, even though the power has been restored, And even though the water pressure has normalized, for many people across our region, they have busted pipes, they had to turn off the water, and they're still in need of water and food. So you literally would have to go into people's homes. If I had my brothers, for example, I know his schedule is going to be tight. In addition to going to the FEMA mass vaccination site, and again, I give them a great deal of credit because there are only about 4 cities across the country that FEMA has set up and providing 6,000 shots in a day. Houston happens to be one. I want to thank him for that. But if he had the time, I would also take him to some of the homes in our communities, especially with seniors and others who don't have water because their pipes burst. But the very fact that he is coming adds and brings a great deal more attention on the situation that has occurred in Houston and the state of Texas, and the fact that he and his wife are both coming means a great deal to all of us. And so, number one, would like to say thanks. Number two, appreciate the support that's coming. And thirdly, recognize that the recovery still exists, still needs to occur in people's homes. And then fourthly, what I would say to him is that there have been so many people like these groups that are standing here who have stepped in, volunteered, and that's what Texas and Houston is all about. So there are a number of things I wish I could say. I wish you could stay all day, all night. You could stay in the White House at my home.
Mayor, thank you for the hope and inspiration that you give to every single one of us.
Thanks, Carl.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate you. Anything else? Again, Stan, thank you. 9 million hot meals. Stan was just telling me since Sunday leading up to today, already over 15,000 meals have been made available, 3,500 taking place today, and then a lot others throughout the city of Houston. So thank you so very much. And then Councilmember Kamen, I can't say enough for you. I mean, you really stepped up and helped pull all of this together. So thank you so very much. Councilmember Peck, you're always hands-on in your district. So I appreciate you. You got that heart for service, so thank you. And then to Gabe, because there's, what can I say? This is a champion with people with disabilities, and he makes it happen. So Gabe, thank you so very much. And then Kenny for Parks and Rec, I really appreciate all of the employees and staff. And then the Salvation Army, you can always call on the Salvation Army. The bell still rings?
Yes, sir, always, all year long, sir, all year long.
As long as there's a need,
yes, sir,
the bell will continue to ring, and my thanks and prayers to the Salvation Army. Okay, I think that's about it. Thank you so very much.
Thank you,